Grace, pick up the phone!
Huh? Adam, what's going on? I'm on the bus right now, so I can't talk. Can you message me?
You're on the bus? Not at home? You're out of the house right now?
Yeah, I'm on my way home from the gynecologist. It'll be arriving at F Station, the last stop, real soon.
No, you can't go to the train station! Abort! Abort! You have to get off the bus now!
Huh?
Pull the stop cord! Have the driver stop where you are now and get off as soon as possible! After that, you need to escape to your parents' house!
Huh? My parents' house? Escape? It would take me an hour to get to my parents' place from here. But in any case, it still involves going to F Station.
No, you can't get on the train!
But our baby's due this month, and I'm way too pregnant to be driving myself.
Get a taxi!
What? I don't have anywhere near enough money in my purse to afford a taxi journey that far.
Leave it to me. I'm gonna call your parents. I'll tell them to expect you, have them pay the fare, then give them back the money myself later. Please, Grace, you have to listen to me!
But Adam, you said escape. What does that mean? Why are you in such a panic? You're scaring me, babe.
My mom found our new address!
What?
I got a call from my brother. One of our loose-lipped relatives carelessly said more than she should have, and now my mom knows where we live again!
I pulled the stop cord and got off the bus early.
Good. Now you have to get a taxi! Do not get on the train, whatever you do! And don't go anywhere near the house! It's compromised now!
Got it. Hello, Grace. It's been a while. This is Adam's mother, Barbara. Huh? Barbara? That's weird. I could have sworn I blocked you. Aha! So you did. I knew it. I didn't want to believe you'd do such a thing, but no matter how many messages I sent, there is no red mark and not a single reply. You've got some nerve to block your own mother-in-law. Just who do you think you are, young lady? Do you have any idea how much trouble I had to go through to change my number? I had to buy a new phone. Did you forget that me and Adam said we didn't want you in our lives anymore and broke off all contact with you? Of course I didn't. However, I never agreed to it in the first place. Which is why I still fully intend to be part of your lives. I see. So I suppose that means what me and your son want is irrelevant then? I'm the one who asked the question here. Oh yes, that reminds me. I heard you're pregnant, is that true? And you're a month out now? Girl or boy? Why would we have any obligation to divulge that kind of personal information to someone we cut out of our lives and broke off all contact with? So you don't want to tell me. That can only mean one thing. It's a girl, isn't it? Excuse me? If it really is a girl, you'll be putting it up for adoption. Adoption? Not only that, you'll also be divorcing that good-for-nothing Adam and marrying my eldest son, Cedric, instead. What? Think about it. It's in your best interest to spend your life with my eldest son, Cedric. He'd give you a far better life than anything my failure of a second son, Adam, could provide you with. But good grief, young lady. Will you make sure you at least produce a boy this time? In any case, my Cedric is brilliant, so it'll most likely be a boy if he's the dad anyway. What the hell are you talking about, Barbara? You're nuts! A baby's gender isn't exactly something you can control, is it? Besides, I'm Adam's wife. Why would I marry Cedric? I don't need to listen to the misinformed whining of a lowly bride. Know your place in this family. Anyway, I'm on the train at the moment. I'm on my way to see you as we speak. I'll be at your house before long, so the three of us are going to be reunited very soon. I'll be living with you until the birth. While I'm there, we'll be making the preparations for the divorce with Adam and your subsequent remarriage with my brilliant Cedric. This conversation went so far off the deep end, I don't even know what to say anymore. That's fine. Your input isn't required. All you have to do is obey me, your mother-in-law, your superior, and the matriarch of this family. Be a good girl for me, okay, Grace? We'll be speaking again soon. Adam, I'm in the taxi now.
Grace, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I managed to dip out of the office early, so I'm on my way to your parents' house myself now, too.
That's good news. Are you driving?
I noticed your message as I was slowing down for some traffic lights, so I pulled into a nearby convenience store car park to reply. You didn't run into my mom, did you? You didn't run into my mom, did you?
No. But I think it was a seriously close call.
Huh? How do you mean?
She sent me a bunch of messages just now.
Seriously? Didn't you have her blocked?
I did, but apparently she bought a new phone and changed her number so she could message me again.
She really will stop at nothing. What did she say?
Where do I even begin? Well, firstly, she thinks she's living with us until the baby is born. Oh yeah, and she also says I'll be divorcing you and marrying your brother instead.
What?
That's not even the last of it. She said if the baby's a girl, we have to put her up for adoption.
Oh my god, has she lost her mind? I thought having her blocked all these years might make her reflect on her behavior for a change, but if anything, she got worse. I'm so sorry for all this, Grace. To think this is all going on at such an important time. You already have enough on your plate without having this crap to deal with.
I'm fine, really. Thanks to your quick thinking, I was able to change course before running into your mother. If not for your message, God knows what kind of mess I'd be in now.
I'm just pleased it got to you in time. I really am sorry.
It's fine, honey. Thanks for looking out for me. It really means a lot. Grace, I'm not happy with you. Pretending to be out? Seriously? What grown woman behaves like this? Come to the front door and let me in now. I'm well aware this is yours and Adam's apartment. You can't run anymore and you can't hide. Hey, are you listening to me? Let me in. I'm not going anywhere until you let me in. So you may as well just be an adult about this. Come out and face the music.
Mom, long time no see.
Is that Adam?
Please tell me you're not still in front of our apartment.
What do you mean? Of course I am. I intend to wait here patiently until Grace lets me in. And believe me, I can be very patient when I need to be.
Listen, here's the thing. Grace isn't there.
Huh?
Come on, Mom. You must have been there, what, over an hour by now? Did it not occur to you that we might be out?
Don't talk such nonsense. It's only natural that your wife would wait at home to make the necessary preparations to entertain me, your mother, her superior, and the matriarch of this family. On the occasion of our reunion, no less. Not only that, but I heard she's due to give birth this month. You can't expect me to believe she's going out, gallivanting in the distant lands while 8 months pregnant. No, she's probably in there now trying not to make any noise. The coward!
No, she really isn't there, so you're wasting your time.
Good grief. I've said it before and I'll say it again. That girl needs to have more awareness of her duties as a wife if she's going to be part of the family. She needs to be retrained when she marries Cedric. We can't have him having to put up with the same slovenly behavior that you do.
Yeah, Grace told me all about these weird ideas of yours. The problem is, Cedric has no intention of marrying her.
Oh, you do say some moronic things sometimes, Adam. He normally has no interest in women, but he's always so very kind to her. I've never seen him that way with a girl before. That can only mean one thing. He likes her. It's my job as a mother to make the eldest son happy. Which means the two of them have to get married. It's the only thing for it.
I guess that means my happiness is irrelevant because I'm the second son then? That's a very you thing to say, Mom. I see you haven't changed a bit. One thing you don't seem to be aware of, though, is that it was Cedric who introduced me and Grace in the first place.
Huh? It was?
She's a longtime friend of Cedric's girlfriend.
What? Cedric? Girlfriend? My Cedric had a girlfriend?
has. They're still together. They were childhood sweethearts. They met in high school, so they've been together well over 10 years now.
Well, this is the first I've heard of it.
That's probably because he didn't tell you.
Why not? I'm his mother!
Oh, by the way, that reminds me. Cedric isn't at your house anymore. He moved out today.
He did what?
You have no idea how long he's been biding his time, waiting for the day he could finally escape from your tyrannical clutches. Which is why he's been making preparations to move out in secret, waiting for his chance to win his freedom once and for all. He saw how distracted you were by your mission to track down me and Grace, and knew he had to go for it now or never. He made his move the moment I sent him word of Grace making it out safely, and he won't be looking back. Remember how he switched to remote work a little while back? That was all to minimize the amount of ties he had to the local area so as to make Operation Escape the Mad Dictator go as smoothly as possible. And guess what? It looks like it did!
Oh my god, this can't be! Cedric's my eldest son! It's his duty to protect this family! And what about when I get old? Who's gonna look after me? Do you expect me to go into a home?
It's funny how you say, this family, as if it actually means anything anymore. You're all alone in the world because of the way you treat people, Mom. You no longer have a family. If you want to chase him, chase him. Grace and I won't be telling you where he's going, though.
Apparently, my mother-in-law left immediately after that. According to one of the neighbors, she showed up and rang the doorbell for over an hour. While taking her phone out and typing like a woman possessed in between buzzes, her expression becoming increasingly contorted all the while. But then, her expression suddenly turned to one of blank amazement while staring at the screen. After which point, she immediately left in a panic. Hopefully she'd get the message and leave us alone now. But just to be on the safe side, we quickly sold the apartment and moved away. Cedric, my stepbrother, finally married his childhood sweetheart girlfriend. Later on, they got some news that his wife would be transferred overseas for work, and Cedric plans on going with her. That was the story of my mother-in-law, whose attitude towards her family was so despicable she got disowned by her own sons. With my father-in-law no longer with us, it's basically guaranteed that she'll be spending her retirement alone now. I can't deny that I do feel a little sorry for her about that, but since she still poses just as much of a threat to our family as ever, it can't be helped. Me and Adam definitely have no intention of helping her after everything she did to us.
Excuse me, Miss Mitchelson. Would you mind explaining why you're taking the day off so suddenly? There's a lot of work I need you to do for me today. I've noticed you've been taking much more time off after coming back from maternity leave. I hope you're not planning to use the fact that you waited until you were 41 to have your first child as an excuse to slack off at work. The pregnancy must have been hard on your body considering your age, but you're the one who made the choice to get pregnant. That's neither my fault nor this company's. I understand that you must be happy after finally conceiving after being married for 15 years, but you still have your responsibility to this company. This is your job. I expect you to do it.
Good morning, Mr. Sanders. I'm terribly sorry for calling in with such late notice.
If you've got time to apologize, then you've got time to work.
I explained the reason I took the day off to Nancy. She's the one who answered when I called in the morning. My daughter suddenly got a high fever. I was worried about whatever she may have spreading to the other kids at her daycare. So I decided to keep her home from school today. I was just about to take her to the doctor, and since I don't know how long I'll be waiting, I thought it best to take the whole day off.
A fever? Oh, come on, that's probably just a cold. Why get so worried over just a stupid cold? Put the kid to sleep and turn on the TV for them or something. I need you here!
Mr. Sanders, my daughter is only a year old, and fevers can be caused by a number of things. It could be something serious, and I don't want to take that risk with my child.
Stop dodging the issue! You know full well this is our busiest time of the year, Mitchelson. Do you have any idea what kind of burden your absence is putting on the rest of the employees?
I'm really sorry about causing trouble for everyone else, but it's my primary responsibility to look after my daughter's health and well-being as her mother. I can't leave her behind and go to work in these circumstances.
Of course you can!
I think any mother would feel the same way as I do. I'm taking today off, Mr. Sanders.
I don't believe this. If that's your attitude toward work, you're fired!
Mr. Sanders, you're the office manager. You don't have the authority to fire me.
So what? I can just tell my superior about your continued insubordination and he'll fire you. There's nothing you do in your job that couldn't be handled by anyone else. I've said it before and I'll say it again. No one is irreplaceable, especially not you, Mitchelson.
Oh, is that so? Then go ahead and fire me.
What?
I can't leave my child alone at a time like this. I'd be neglecting my responsibility as her parent.
Ha! So you're choosing your child over your job. Have it your way. Enjoy unemployment. That should teach you not to cross me.
Hi, Megan. How's your daughter doing?
Much better, thank you. The doctor prescribed us some medicine. She's sleeping soundly right now.
That's great to hear.
Thanks for asking.
By the way, Mr. Sanders came into the office earlier and said that you were fired? I thought you were just taking the day off to care for your daughter. Did something else happen? I was so shocked to hear that.
I'm sorry to have worried you, Nancy. He said that he'd fire me if I put my daughter first, so I told him to go ahead and fire me.
Wow. What is he thinking? We're totally lost around here without you. He told me that I'll be in charge of all your old duties now?
Oh, about that. I thought that something like this may happen, so I put together a manual some time ago to keep things moving smoothly while I'm gone.
You did? Oh, that's amazing. Thank you so much.
However, that was something I started doing under the previous manager. You remember Mr. Rogers? He retired about a year ago. When Mr. Sanders came in as a replacement, he told me that it was a waste of time and to stop working on it.
That's ridiculous! A waste of time? What is wrong with him?
Oh, don't worry. There was a pre-existing manual, titled Manual 5. So I kept working on my manual in secret and attached it to the end of the old one. It's in my personal folder in the shared cloud storage, so go ahead and copy it into yours. If possible, do it at a time when Sanders isn't around. It might get messy if he found out about it.
Gotcha. Let me look for it. Oh, found it!
Excellent! There are some technical things that are difficult even with the manual, so it might take some time to get used to everything.
Hey, it's better than nothing. Thanks so much, Megan.
Let me know if I can help you out in any way.
Seriously, though, how can they fire you? Mr. Sanders must be out of his mind. I'm gonna go and give him a piece of my mind after lunch.
Nancy, it's okay. Calm down. I don't want you to go getting yourself in any trouble. Don't worry about me. I'll be fine. For now, I think it's best if you keep your head down.
But Megan...
It's okay, Nancy. Do you think I would just let myself get fired without having a plan in mind?
A plan?
I know it may be hard to wait, but everything will become clear soon enough.
Hello, Miss Mitchelson? Would you mind coming back to work right now? It's a mess over here. Miss Mitchelson!
Good morning, Mr. Sanders.
Oh, good, you're there. Now please, come into work!
I'm sorry. I was under the impression I wasn't working there anymore.
Nothing official has happened yet. You're still an employee on the books.
I'm afraid I'm not. I've already tendered my resignation to the main office.
What's the main office? Aren't I your immediate superior? Why would you go over my head like that?
Because upper management lost their confidence in you.
That's impossible!
Didn't you hear that our office is merging with the branch in the neighboring city?
You knew about that?
You're being demoted, aren't you, Mr. Sanders?
How did you know about that?
I made a report to upper management about the way you treated me when I took the day off to take care of my daughter. They called me in to personally apologize, and they told me everything.
They apologize for what? I didn't do anything wrong!
In the middle of the corporate push to support employees with young children, you tried to force me to come into work rather than take care of my sick daughter. And when I refused to come in, you told me to, quote, put the kid to sleep and turn on the TV for them or something. That's quite an irresponsible thing to say, don't you think? And to top it all off, you told me I was fired when you had no authority to do so.
But why would they shut down the whole office?
If you don't understand why, that just goes to show your incompetence as a manager.
What do you mean?
Not to blow my own horn, but I was carrying quite a lot of weight on my back at that office. When I became pregnant and was about to give birth, I talked to the previous manager, Mr. Rogers, and decided to start making a manual for my job. Unfortunately, Mr. Rogers retired due to an illness. And when you took his place, you told me that the manual was, quote, a waste of time, and told me to stop working on it. Even though I was just a few days away from completing it, I finished it in secret anyway.
You kept working on that stupid thing?
Even with the manual, though, my job is highly technical and difficult for an inexperienced person to pick up in a short amount of time. In short, you fired someone who was doing a job that no one else at the office was capable of doing.
I did.
And as a result, the company was unable to find someone who they could train to do that job. The office's performance declined precipitously to the point that even ordinary work could no longer be done. So, upper management swiftly took action and decided to merge our office with the one in the neighboring city, where they do have an employee capable of and experience in doing my job.
Why don't you just come back to work then? That'd solve everything.
I'm afraid I can't do that.
Why not?
While the circumstances are unfortunate, I had been planning to retire for some time now.
You were?
My husband is set to receive a substantial promotion at the company he works for. And as a result, we're moving to a location that's too far away for me to continue working there. I was just about to speak to you about this when you made the decision to fire me.
Oh no.
So, it looks as though the merger is inevitable at this point.
I can't believe it. Why is this happening to me? Wait, the manual. You finished it, right? Where is it?
Wouldn't you like to know?
If I can get my hands on it, we might be able to avoid the merger.
I'm sorry, but I've already handed it over to upper management.
No!
When I told them I gave it to Nancy, they said they would greatly appreciate me giving it to them to use at the new location. They were quite happy to receive it.
No way! What about me? What am I going to do now?
That's something you'll have to think about on your own.
I climbed all the way up to office manager.
I'll be going now.
I was on my way up! I was going places!
Do take care of yourself, Mr. Sanders. Farewell.
I was the office manager!
Hi, Megan. It's nice to talk to you again.
Hi, Nancy.
How are things?
Me, my husband, and my daughter are all doing great, thanks. How are things going at the new branch office, Nancy?
It's great. I'm finally getting the hang of your job now. That manual was a really big help.
Glad to hear it.
Oh, by the way, about Sanders?
What about him?
He got fired.
He did?
Yeah, this new girl in the office he had his eyes on for a while announced that she was getting married, and Sanders went absolutely nuts.
Wow.
He broke a bunch of the office equipment on his way out, too. I heard he got hit with $20,000 in damages that he's got to pay off now.
That man is something else, isn't he?
I also found out recently that Sanders had been divorced twice. Kinda makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, I believe that in a heartbeat.
The guy is just plain nuts. Oh, hey, my boyfriend's here, so I gotta run.
Good for you. You have a date today?
Yeah, we're going to the zoo.
Have fun!
Thanks, will do. Talk to you later.
I was wondering how a guy like him managed to become regional manager. But it turns out he had been taking credit for his subordinates' work. This all came to light during the merger. So Sanders was already hanging on to his job by a thread. Then when he had his outburst in the office, it was all that upper management could take and they got rid of him. He was put on leave without pay the next day, and the next time he was seen in the office, he was packing up his things. No one said anything to him, no goodbyes or miss yous. Such a sad way to go. He's now living on his own in a tiny apartment near the old office. But he seems to be unable to find a job paying as much as he was making before getting fired. So he's currently working multiple jobs and gradually chipping away at the $20,000 he owes the company.